We are officially ready to go. We're officially unmuted.
Just so we know there's ice in the area.
Is it? Okay. Good to know.
It takes a whole new meaning to say there's ice on the road, doesn't it?
You guys are bloody, I hope you take that jacket off.
Took me a minute to say that.
I know.
It's not my fault.
Good, let's not make it like something we're not.
Behind the penalty.
No,
I was gonna touch there. I'm just wondering.
Something. Isn't this agreeing?
I don't know, it's just. Oh.
This group, if you board and are still. I know.
All right. Where are the directions? It's a manual for that.
Technical difficulties, one moment, please.
No, I don't do that. I'm not. Anyway, it was just a dream.
Okay, all right, Mr. President, we are in. Or Mr. Chair, we're at 10:03, so.
All right, so I call the December 3rd, 2025 meeting, Community Center Commission to order at 10:03 a.m. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, so do we have any public comment?
We do not have anyone waiting in Zoom, and I do not see any others in attendance, so.
Fantastic. So we'll move on to approval of agenda.
Make a motion, we approve the agenda.
I second that. Okay. It is approved. And approval of minutes from the meeting on November 5th. A couple of corrections in there. I think we got some names reversed. Of Patrick and I.
Or
Election. And action item, the ordinance of the. Says Patrick, we'll look at it. That's me. Kevin, so. Need to update that, and then the same with the election. Just need to switch the names. It currently says Patrick for chair and Kevin for vice chair. Should be the other way around.
okay.
That should be. Let's think about just letting that one slide by. Trying to put a fast one on.
Any big. I make a motion to approve the minutes with the corrections.
Section Max. All right. Minutes are approved.
The right person to chair.
All right, so financial report there.
Yeah, financial report. So as I mentioned last time, in talking to Chris, our finance manager here of district, when we look at the community center, my question again was like on CC contract, which is line 4. Why are we kind of really under that number? So just a reminder to you guys, what we had talked about. Those payments are always basically 2 months behind. So, the invoicing sent for the prior month, and then if received, you're not going to realize that as a deposit till about 2 months later. So
right.
We're always kind of a month behind our report. Here we are in December, what we're talking about November, but realistically, we're still realizing in November money that came in for those things in September. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
line 4 that says contract, is
Yeah.
that the money coming from the city?
from the city, from Northwest Senior and Disability Services. So that's, yeah. So
And they make you invoice them?
City of Seaside doesn't.
Good.
Um,
Glad to hear that.
I'm not sure if I'm not sure if he has to invoice them or not, but generally they're,
Right.
it's always a month behind, and then we're on a month behind, so then you're 2 months behind. So just go into it, knowing that. So I just throw that out as a reminder. So, that full 84,180 will be fully realized by the time we get to the end of the fiscal year in at the end of June. So, yeah, but may not be fully realized until August. So, right. So yeah, other than that, again, we talked about, I think last time that, building rental, revenue is always kind of a bit of guesswork what that's going to look like from year to year. But we'll see more of that revenue start to roll in, after the first of the year. Generally, that's when we see more of our rentals or family get-togethers and birthday parties and baptisms and things of that sort.
Right.
So we usually see a lot more of that come in the springtime. Holiday times, just kind of more one-offs. I think usually the city is over here doing their holiday parties for the fire department. Stuff over here, right?
Right.
I think we've had police department in the past, so there'll be a lot of that leading up to the Christmas time, but otherwise it's going to be pretty quiet until after the first of the year. So just been my experience in the past. And then rental deposits again, that kind of is hand in glove with building rental. So otherwise, under budget on personnel services. So sitting at 37.89. We're at 42.44% of the year. So we're right on target with where we want to be with personnel services. Materials and services, we haven't spent a great deal of money this year, really. We had 10,000 for operating supplies. I think we've had to purchase a few small items for the kitchen. So we've spent about 5,463 of our $10,000 budget. But other than that, we just try to be as frugal as possible. You'll see $2,770 on line 38 for CC refunds. And I think we kind of talked about this last time too. That's not all just deposits. If somebody has paid for a rental, but then has to cancel their rental, then it all comes out of.
What's the cancellation policy?
Cancellation policy is they have to cancel prior to 10 days before their event. And they can receive a full refund. If it's after that 10-day period, then generally it's prorated. So
Yeah, I just read what the state parks are looking at.
I read the exact same article, and yeah, you and I are, yeah, exactly. They're trying
to not lose as
not
much
losing
money.
much revenue.
And-
Yeah.
And ratcheting down on that.
Exactly. So that's the financials. I don't know if anybody has any specific questions on it, but
So I have two questions.
sure.
One is, how do you compute cost recovery? The line 50.
Oh,
I've always wondered about that.
yeah, cost recovery is I think it's a difference between revenue total and your total revenues and total expenses. So the more your revenues increase, changes your cost recovery percentage. So if our revenues were 52,000 and our expenses were 52,000, we'd have 100% cost recovery.
Okay. Other question is, does the community center submit budget, a proposed budget kind of thing to Spencer when the city starts to go into budgeting? How does the city budget for the community? Do they get something from the community center?
So Spencer and I have had conversations, and it didn't happen this last spring, but subsequent to budget committee, Spencer said, "Hey, really want to get you involved in sitting down, with your budget numbers,
Right.
with the team, ahead of the budget budget
Right.
cycle, so.
Because there should be a page in the city budget for the community center.
Yeah.
And there should be a line item.
Mhm.
And I would say that you probably have the most information to be providing.
Yeah.
For the city to come up with that. Okay.
Yeah, so we've had that conversation,
Wonderful.
and so we will be this next year, hopefully.
Well,
Getting together and
I'll
and
put
having
my-
conversations.
I'll remind Spencer from my side.
And
Perfect.
isn't somebody putting together for the lake out here?
Yes, yeah, so there's gonna be more conversation, and hopefully, we get to that point, Ed will have, more numbers for us.
Oh, I thought he is working.
He is working on pulling the numbers, they
So
knew it was
who's
gonna,
paying for the lake?
who's paying for the lake?
Yeah, you said he'll have some more numbers for us.
Yeah, that would probably be, the city.
The city, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. So it was just going to be cost prohibitive for this budget year to be able to do that. Spencer said when, if we're going to do it, let's do it right. Let's do it once.
Yeah,
Let's not
that should be status quo for
Yeah.
anything we do.
yeah, it really should be, but sometimes people are just like the quick and easy fix to things.
Right. It's a patch.
Exactly.
And the patch becomes another patch.
Exactly. So
False
they
economy.
that was where that left off on that conversation.
So
So
racism, and then also the 26th budget.
put a sign out there.
We can,
No swimming.
Stocking the fish.
we can, charge for people to use the lake and then
A recreational fee.
Right, no voting.
Everybody full boats in there.
we could
All
start.
right. Hey, what? Yeah, we could stock it with minnows or something.
Or
Yes. And then my other question is,
Mhm.
can you tell us how much money the community center commission or the city
Mm.
has sitting in
I
the foundation?
And I was going to do that under my report.
Wonderful. Okay, I'll send that question.
No
Okay.
spoilers.
Yeah, right.
Okay, any other questions regarding the financial report? Your motion to accept?
Motion to accept.
second,
All right. Financial report accepted. Now on to our city council liaison reports.
Okay, so
All right.
first of all, by now you all know that Tracy has resigned. So we are down to 3 members on the commission, so we need to start beating the bushes, I guess.
Yes.
And I certainly think it's my responsibility to go out and attract people. I would hope that you all would also be looking to attract. The timing of this is pretty good in that I haven't looked at what all your bylaws are, but I know we've discussed in the past having someone on the commission that doesn't necessarily live in Seaside, but they're a user of the building. And I know there is someone who's very interested in doing that. So I don't know how long it's going to take to get everything changed at the council level.
Mhm.
I'm certainly willing to go and to see if, given imminent changes, maybe the council will approve that we can go outside the current rules and possibly appoint somebody who's not a resident, but they are a user. So I will, I'll work on that as maybe, I don't know if it's an amendment or just a special dispensation or what. But if that works for you all, I'm willing to do that.
People all agree that we should absolutely have a user on the board.
Yeah.
So, on my commission.
Okay. The other thing is, as you're getting into the bylaws and finishing, this commission, tree board, and I think one other group does not have anything into city council yet. So, and I have a feeling city council's waiting to get everything in before they do anything. At this point, we don't have a second city council meeting this month. So I'm thinking the city council will maybe start paying attention to all this in January, and I don't know how long the process will take. I did send an email to the tree board. They're gonna be meeting. It's next Monday, right before city council, with just some items that, don't forget that these have to be in there. So, and I'm willing to share that as you get to that discussion today. Otherwise, I don't know, does anybody have any questions about where city council is sitting on anything, or?
See, there's some happenings going on the other side of the field over by the old high school. So the building, or
Oh,
what's remind me what's going in that spot back there. Behind the Sopco building.
Pacifica.
Yeah.
Pacifica.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a 69, I believe, unit housing for, I think it's being labeled workforce housing, but it's also low income housing. People who can apply will have to be, I think, at no more than 60% of the average medium income, or AMI. There are first floor units that are going to be for those who are disabled.
Mhm.
No elevators in the building, it's all stairs. They've obviously broken ground, and they're
Pushing
going
dirt
at
down.
it.
Yeah.
And there was something else. Oh, and I think at least to start off, there will be a preference for people who already live in Seaside.
Perfect. Okay. Those 69 units. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Right. So all the other units that you see going up around town are what we call market rate or retail.
Mhm.
That
Yeah. Well,
So there's no, unless NOHA or somebody else made an agreement with the investors or the people who ultimately run them
Mm.
to do some Section 8 or something like that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're just market rate.
well, I'm still excited to see.
It's very exciting to see. It's very
Yeah.
exciting.
Mhm. Okay. All right.
Great.
Any other questions? All right, then Darren,
Okay.
on with the staff report.
Back on the staff report. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. It didn't print out my. Okay, how about that? Total attendance for the building. It's apparently I missed a page or two in here somewhere. Okay.
The copier ate your.
Apparently it did. So sorry about that. Total attendance for the building, 1,828 for the month of November. Total volunteers, it did capture the volunteer values. So total volunteers throughout the month, 111 volunteers. I know that's up. I think it's been around 70 or 80 or so. So total volunteer value, yeah, $3,717.39. So
Does that include the volunteers for the community dinner?
I'm not sure that those got captured. That may have. I'd have to ask Betty if that did. I'm not, because it didn't print out the rest of my report.
Right.
Yeah, I had another really beautiful page in here. And it would have had that for the Thanksgiving meal. So, my guess is it probably does include that, and that's why we see the 111 where we're normally sitting around 75-ish volunteers. We've had anywhere from 60 to 80 volunteers in past months. So yeah, so that's exciting. Yeah, 1,828 folks coming through the building. I think that's down just a little bit. I think if I remember right, I think last month I reported that October was about 2,100 folks coming to the building.
2130.
2131. Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it. So down just a little bit, and again, why it's hard to say for sure when we're just having later.
People came to the dinner.
So I was gonna go back and see if I could reopen the council report, and I would tell you
Yeah.
more about it because I was there. I don't know if you were there.
No.
Didn't see you.
No.
So, do you want me to tell you now?
Sure.
I don't know exactly how many were there, but I'll tell you the observations I made because I volunteered last year as well. I'm wondering how many meals they served. I would say probably between 125 and 175 meals might have been served. It's interesting because last year, I would say 75% of the people who came ate in the room. They ate their dinner. They were here for some community, I'm going to say. And I know that people who are not food insecure came to the dinner, and I think they came for the camaraderie and to see people. Quite a few people who come to the senior meals during the week, they were there as well.
Okay.
So and people come in, they will get their food, they'll sit and eat, or they will get food and it's packaged up to go, and they will go away, or they will sit and eat, and then they'll get food to go away, and that kind of stuff. Last year, I think 75% of the people sat and ate their food, and some of them, of course, took other meals. This year, I would say at least 60% of the people who came in did not eat their meals here. They packed up a lot of meals to go. And so I don't know why that's changing. Because it certainly would be more comfortable to eat your meal here, even if you knew you could get a meal to go. But yeah, we were very busy putting takeout boxes together. And I was in charge of giving you your dessert, your pie and all that. We ran out of takeout boxes. Skylar, I think, based what he bought for takeout boxes on last year, and they didn't have enough of any kind of takeout boxes.
Interesting.
Then I'm really interested in getting back to watch the Lions game.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah. So,
And I wonder if they were going to eat with other people, or they were taking them to other people.
Well, I can tell you that a lot went to stepping stones,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
and a variety of people took stuff to stepping stones.
Okay.
So and I did not see the activity that last year they did some Meals on Wheels, taking it to people, and I didn't see that activity this year.
Okay.
So anyway, it's always it's a good event. You get a good Thanksgiving dinner, and most of the volunteers, I believe, are from the Mormon Church, because Skylar basically runs it, and so he brings people from his church.
Great.
And two city councilors were there this year, myself and Seamus McVeigh. So
Okay, good.
yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
All right. Anything else?
So onward and forward. Yeah, let's talk about the foundation report that's on the page right after the summary building usage report. It's the one with the really, really, really tiny writing. And again, so sorry about that. Tried getting it all on one page. I tried a couple different formats, and was really hoping it would come out to be just a little bit bigger than this. But anyway, yeah, the bottom line really is that we have $22,413.58. That's that number at the bottom. This report begins after the initial disbursement to the city back in I want to say it was 2018. we had gone through the process of fundraising. If anyone is interested in a little bit of light reading, this was the fundraising binder from the main hall refresh project. So this was, I mean, all the pages back here are every single one of the donors that donated to the project. I have a really nice spreadsheet that with everybody on there too, and I apparently did not print a copy of it and get it into the booklet here, but by the time that we were ready to move forward with the project, the city council had signed off and said, yes, let's go ahead and do this now. It came at a time when material costs were skyrocketing, right? We just didn't know if the cost of plywood was ever going to stop jumping up at that time. So city council decided to move forward with the project. We had raised by that time we had raised 52,000 and some change. And then that money was dispersed from our foundation to the city of Seaside to get the project going.
So the city actually wrote the checks to pay for
Correct.
the refresh.
Exactly.
Okay.
Mhm.
And so that meant that this report, if I'm understanding you right, shows from any activity that happened after that refresh.
Exactly.
Okay.
And we did have a couple of expenses out of there that came on later. So, if you're looking at program event expenses, the first one on there is Jeremy Furnish for the Bob Donor Tree. That was a piece that Mark and I had decided that we'd pay for out of the foundation. So, because that was still part of the project, wasn't part of the construction, but it was part of that after piece where we
Right.
wanted to do the donor recognition, something that we had promised the donors that we were going to do. So, so that would be, that was part of the payment to him. There was an initial payment of 2,000 and then a final follow-up payment of 2,000. So it was 4,000 altogether for that the donor tree that's on the wall in there. Then most of the other expenses are related to the fascination tournament. So, we have the income from fascination up above, and then we have the expenses for the event down below because we have to pay for for each player that comes in. So the meal component,
Right.
I think it's, if I remember correctly, it's like $10 per person for those meals. So usually at the end of the event, we count up how many people we had. I give them a debit card for the foundation and we pay them out of that. Or I get sent along with a check to fill anything for you guys.
So if a check is written, it's written out of the foundation fund. Who writes it and who signs it?
Chris writes the check and then one of the foundation signers signs the check. So it would be either foundation board president or I think we have one or two staff people that are designated as signers.
That's the SPRD.
SCPRD.
Or SPRF, SPRF, Sunset Park and Recreation Foundation. Because you need more acronyms in your life.
And of course,
Okay, and then the incomes or the revenues at the top.
Mhm. I know. 2019 fascination tournament, we have in there, regular deposit fascination. Most of these are going to be fascination, although we have some other folks. Florence Bell gave a donation of $500 to the refresh
Nice.
project. A lot of folks, toward the end of the year, they're looking for an opportunity to get a tax write-off and
Right.
want to donate to something. Florence did that pretty regularly. If you don't know Florence Bell is Bob Chisholm's sister.
Got it.
And she passed away actually last 2024. She passed away, and there was a $5,000 donation from her estate that her husband made in honor of Florence. So that's the refresh donation. You see 5,000, and then 5,000 comes back out, and 5,000 goes back in. What happened? They wrote it out of the wrong account, and so it didn't go through. And so they had to resend a new check.
So, is the foundation accounts, an interest-bearing account?
I don't believe so. It's just a pretty standard checking account through,
Yeah,
across from the valley.
Close and Mark.
Thank you. That's it.
okay.
Just getting a new name.
Which is getting a
Matt
Maps Credit Union.
from Salem.
Yeah.
Really?
Where?
Was it, Met Area Public Schools started as a teachers union?
Yeah,
There you go.
Marion and Polka. Yeah, we used to, and we lived in Salem. We banked with Maps.
Something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
As soon as that happened, or it's already.
Where you think?
Yeah, I think that sounds right. Yeah.
Oh.
So-
Because, we should know.
This
No,
letters.
I'm thinking of the two other,
Well, there's been,
special districts I sit on.
there's been several emails and worries
They have not notified.
already. Nothing's gonna change,
There you got it.
Okay.
because it used to be, what did it used to be?
What's that?
The name of Lewis and Clark Bank.
Oh,
Classic community?
Classic Community. Yeah, that's what it was.
That's what my check.
I had to really reach down in there.
That's changed.
So, yeah, so something else you'll notice on here, there were a couple of expenses that we have incurred over in the past. I think this this body, this commission voted to expense some money. I think one of them was to retrofit the sign out here. We got a very free sign from Robson Corporation out here. Because the Bob Chisholm only had a wooden sign before. So we had this big, beautiful metal beast out here, but it needed a new insert. Because you probably didn't want it to say Sunset Empire Park and Recreation District with the old Sunset
Right.
logo. So you wanted something, the commission wanted something more updated. So it was if I remember correctly, what was it, about $3,000? Yeah, $3,000 for a new plastic insert to go in there.
And when did that?
And solar.
That was back in 23.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Back in 2023.
And
So-
then solar lights were they?
Mm-hmm.
Was that Oregon something?
Oh, no, the Oregon Quality Lighting, what that was, we reached out to Mike Dimick, who was interim Public Works for a while, and said, hey, could we get some more of our lighting in here updated to LED?
Mhm.
And Mike said, sure can, but you have to pay for it. You have to pay for the bulbs. So I don't know why. Anyway, we paid for the bulbs, and that was $425 for new bulbs for this LED retrofit. So they came through and did this room and 2 meeting rooms in here and the bathrooms. Yeah, everything else was already converted to LED. So those
Well,
areas.
See, I would have said, no, the city pays for those because this is a city-owned building. I would not have said,
Well, it did come from the
Well,
Mike and city
yes.
manager, so
so,
We acquiesced.
where's the sign on here? What?
that's the Robson Corporation.
Robson.
Two above. That's the two above.
Yeah.
I believe that one is the cost of the insert, and the 725 was the shipping on that.
Shipping.
Yeah, it says it came in a giant wooden crate.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
The mall?
No, the sign out.
the sign, the plastic insert.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the one other piece of note, the Randall Lee flooring. Let's see, Julia was here at the time, but that was where we got the $25,000 grant from the state of Oregon. And we were able to put in new flooring in the art room and the 2 bathrooms. And that was already on our priority list for refresh, next phase refresh project anyway. So it happened to work out. The state had $25,000 for senior related good stuff. And so we were able to leverage that with $5,000. We were able to complete that project. So yeah, so we got 25,000 from the state, and we pitched in 5,000 for that. It is about a $30,000 project. So
And what's the return payment, Lewis and Clark?
return payment, Lewis and Clark. Where?
That's the very next one under Randall Lee.
Oh, Randall Lee.
12/12/24.
Return.
Oh,
payment.
it says deposit. So how is that as an expense?
That I believe has to do with this $3,000 up above.
Mhm.
And somehow I think that may have been another one of those situations where we got where the check was returned and then sent back out again.
But if it's the
That
same check and.
no, that is the okay. Yeah, I have to dig down into my memory. That is the $3,000 from Florence Bell after she passed, because she did not pass in 23, she passed in 24.
So why
So
is
the-
that as an expense instead of a revenue?
Yeah, that's a really good question and well worth asking Chris about. So I'm going to ask Chris about that and get back to you on that one.
Yeah.
Why it's turning up down here.
And Chris is the SCPRD finance guy.
Yeah. Mr. Chris McCollister. Yeah. Yeah, I'll ask him why that's showing up down here where it probably should have. Yeah. Good question.
It was another return check.
Yes,
It was,
that was the one that I.
Both of them.
That should, yeah,
it was another wrong account.
right.
Return.
We have had a few of those situations where banks put money into somebody else's account,
Oh,
pulls it out, or they put it in our account and then have to pull it out. And that's happened a couple of
somebody
times.
uses the wrong account.
Wow. I've never had that happen in my whole life.
I've seen it happen about 5 times. It's like, what's
Really?
going on? Yeah, it's
How
kind of
can you
weird.
put money in the wrong account?
Because you get.
You,
And
you,
you,
No, not, how does the bank do it?
it's not the bank, oh.
very well.
Okay, Kevin.
Names that are similar
Yep.
in the system. So you start typing in sunset, and then you had 30 sunsets in there, and the wrong one gets clicked. Or if you're putting it in by account number, sometimes you transpose to account numbers.
A lot of the time tellers will have transaction, like an account number for a couple transactions ago, still on their clipboard, thinking they're copy and pasting a new one and goes in the old one. It's all fixed pretty darn easily, but it's human error most of the time.
So it's happened. So any other questions on this? And I'll try to get an updated report to you guys, probably not monthly, but on a quarterly basis.
Okay.
There's really not much, generally not much happens in this account. And you can see the last transaction was in 2/27. That was just the last payment for Fascination, or deposits for Fascination up above. So
So, and the last deposit was February, and it says cash from. From
cash from Fast.
I thought, well, I was reading cash from Foundation because
No, that was the
that
the $916 we made on our raffle last year. We made
Wonderful.
$916 on that raffle.
Yeah.
We were all out there haranguing people for raffle money. So,
Mhm.
and then we brought in 4,040 in team registrations for Fascination. So
Yeah, that's really
pretty close to
good.
$5,000, and I think our expense was 1,830.
Yeah.
So not terrible. Everybody usually has a really great time at the Fascination tournament. They look forward to it.
It's fun.
It is. It is really fun. I'm not good at Fascination. I don't know how a person can be. good
I
at that.
have no clue, yeah.
Yeah.
That means
But
your cost was 37, your cost of the event was 37% of the take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You try to keep it down to 25.
Well, it's the
But
food.
it's good.
It's the
all
food.
we're
I know,
paying for.
I know.
Our only cost.
Yeah.
Is,
Yeah, and we talked about slight increase in team fees again to help
And a
offset
team
that.
fee is $100 a person.
no,
No, it's 35 a
it
person.
went up from $100 a team to $35 a person, which
It's 140
then
team.
you're full.
And we can go up again from there too, because we didn't really raise that price too much from where it was prior years, but our food cost went up last year by about $2 per person.
And that was a conscious choice.
Yeah, not to raise it, but yeah,
Might be something you want to think about.
Mhm. definitely
I
something.
think probably most people who play in the Fastness tournament.
We just
would
don't
do
want to
it.
jump it up so much.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Because there's a price threshold. I mean, there's a threshold. Everybody has a threshold where they go, well, this is still a value. Even though I'm having a ton of fun. Right.
And
So
we didn't know the food cost was gonna go up.
yeah, we didn't know that until the last pretty close to the time.
Because they give us a good price.
They do. Yep. Yep. All right.
All right. How's that?
Any other questions? Okay, great.
Fantastic. So on to ongoing business. Rocky door.
Oh, that pesky rusty door. As I understand, the door has been ordered and we're just still waiting on the door to arrive.
Fantastic.
So I'm sure as soon as it arrives, the public works guys will set aside schedule a time to come over and rip the old one out.
Launch it in there.
Which it may not be hard to rip out, might just have to open it, let it fall off on its own. But they'll get the new one in place. Don't really have much of an update on the parking lot flooding. Again, that's just going to be really tabled until we get into budget time this next year. So might be a good summer project next year before we get into fall. So
Yeah.
I'll just keep working with Ed to make sure that we keep that on the forefront. I know Genesee is doing the same thing. Fire marshal is really concerned about that door not being fully operational. So yeah, it really is at the forefront. And of course, Lake Bob Chisholm will just have to be until next year.
Have they said anything about what the cost for fixing the lake is?
No, I haven't seen numbers yet. I know that the door cost sort of taxed the budget because it wasn't a budgeted item. But Ed's comment to me was, we're just gonna make this work out, Aaron. I went, okay, great.
So have you
Because
talked to
because
Paul
it's,
about it at all?
No, I've been working with Ed.
Oh, I
I
see.
think Paul's trying to get it to Ed
Got it.
to work out. I know that the door, the door wasn't a budgeted item, and it is stretching the community center budget for this year. But because it's a fire life safety issue, it really is a priority to get fixed and make sure that it is operational. Yeah. And that is why Genesee is so very involved in it too.
Yeah.
All right then. We move on to the bylaws. And we reviewed these pretty well. I think where we left off, we need to translate them to the 2021 ordinance.
And,
Make sure they
and
align.
you actually don't have to be doing that work.
Mhm.
That is work that Kim will do, and that happens at the council level. So, as you go through, if you send a document that's got the markings, a marked up document, that's all you have to work. Well, actually, that's the best thing to do, because then people can see what was before and what's after.
Okay, our problem was that this is not the most recent.
Right, so.
Oh, the one that we're looking at, right?
This is 2017, so we're, like I said, gonna translate it into 2021, which is the most recent. There are some minor changes, but it's nothing nothing huge. I mean, when you're talking about the changes that we've suggested. So,
So we can submit the 2017 and that they'll be able to figure it out later.
should be, I mean, I'll copy it over. I've got the draft all done in
Oh.
2021. Just doing some formatting things, so
Okay.
we should be done with that shortly.
Okay, so if I kind of just go down this list that occurred to me the other day, you guys will know if you've taken care of it or
Mhm.
not. Let me just, come on, put on there.
Well,
Just had it up and it went away.
We haven't done anything since our last discussion that you were involved in, except put it off. So everything that we discussed when you were here is exactly where we're at right now.
Okay. So the items that occurred to me that. Okay, so the number of people on the commission, that's taken care of. Where and can and must members live, you've got that taken care of. For the tree board, I put qualifications for board member, but I don't think you have to worry about that here. If the tree board, we're looking at, people who know trees. And there's a certain qualification required by Tree City USA. The term, the length of the term, on the commission, is that mentioned in here?
It is
Mhm.
under section, Article 5, Section 3.
Right,
Is terms. Each member shall serve a term of 3 years. Each member must reapply after the end of their term.
yes.
And terms shall be staggered to ensure continuity.
So it wouldn't be each member shall reapply after the end of their term. It would be any member wanting to remain on the commission
Right.
would need to apply. Because some people may get to the end of the term and not want to do anything. Okay, and is there term limits? How many times you can,
No,
okay? So you have a sentence that says no, there's no term limits. Because you might want to not have that not mentioned at all in the bylaws. You mention it one way or the other. And you already had, must go through the the application process for reappointment. I think that's a clean way to talk about it. If you want to be reappointed. What
So
is that?
must go through the,
Application process in order to be reappointed at the end of a term. Okay. Do you have when your chair, vice chair, and secretary elections take place?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you have term limits for being a chair or vice chair or secretary?
no, I believe so.
If you
No.
want them, you want to put it in there. If you don't want it, you should put it in there as well. And then, do you have something that actually says what you advise the council about?
Yes.
Okay,
And I see that we, just kind of stepping back. We have section 5, under Article 7, election of officers, but it's been struck through.
because it's in another section.
Oh, it's in another section. Did I miss it?
Yeah, I've got, it's the change up top there, Article 7, Section 1 was January. It's also in the ordinance. No suggestions. So a lot of the stuff was suggested in the ordinance. We just didn't.
Perfect. Got it. Okay. Great. I did just kind of skip over it, so yeah.
um, And I'm looking up the also. We want to add section to comply with Oregon meeting law and Oregon ethics laws.
No, we're not. We're told not to do that.
Told you not to do
The mayor.
Yeah, he did. He mentioned that actually at the.
He said they will
just
do it.
last month.
We don't need to do it. All the things he said, we don't need to do it, they will do it.
Who's they? The council?
Council.
Whoever's
Yeah.
looking at it, we don't.
Yeah, he was pretty specific about.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and you've got the removal of members, because that's one of the things.
Yeah.
And under attendance at meetings, are you saying anything about attendance may be virtual or must be in person? Given now that we've got virtual capability, you need to
that's part of
address that.
the meeting.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Each organization, I mean, you get to decide if people can
I
attend
suggest
virtually.
this, let the decision be made, because it'd probably be best if it's made for all the meetings, not just ours. And that's what the discussion with the mayor was, not to go into the weeds with all this. To have that be more of a standardized for meetings.
That's what I recall as well.
Yeah, that was our discussion. That it's beyond what we need. Doesn't your field class, I need to climb up for mine.
So your process then is you're gonna update whatever and you're gonna send it to Kim? Is that, 'cause I think that's where it goes.
Yeah, I was gonna send it across to all of us here first, just to make sure I didn't miss anything, because, you know, there are some different kind of translations between 2017, 2021. But yeah, we'll get it over to Kim. I'll get it to you guys by this weekend, mostly going.
Okay, or two. I'm good with you just sending it.
With just Aaron? Okay, no problem.
Really proud of you guys. This looks really, really nice.
So you helped.
You guys really fleshed it in, which is nice. Yeah. As an assist.
If they will,
Yeah.
then we'll switch it in and. More time consuming to do this. So we can do it a little bit earlier. But if at the end of it. Then come in. Maybe 10 minutes or again, and then. Right, and then we can get this done.
Why is she missing that?
But either way. They will.
I know the city has rules on attendance, and so the city can
We did.
insert that. I think in your bylaws,
Okay.
you can just say must attend as per city requirements or
Okay.
something like that.
Okay, good. Okay.
Okay. I think that's all we have to do there, unless there's anything else we need to address. I think we've run through it pretty well.
I think you can.
Aaron, I will get you the 2021 this weekend.
Okay.
For your review.
Great.
Okay, so that brings us to new business. We talked a bit already about the commission vacancies now.
Vacancies. Yeah. Yes.
Might be something in the works for one of them, it seems. See what city council has to say about that. Was there any discussion about, I know we had talked about it briefly, about the commissions being at all involved in that process? Or is that waiting until after?
You can ask for that.
Okay,
So you might want to put that in other considerations that you've got at the bottom there. The involvement of current commission members in the selection process for appointments. Yeah. I think that's a way to kind of,
And on the Parks Commission, some people who wanted to be on the commission came to the meetings before, so we could talk to them. So I don't know where that was in the rule.
well, and the city could require that of applicants that you, before you're interviewed by the council, that you must attend a meeting. It probably stretches out how long it takes to get somebody appointed. But on the other hand, if that's known ahead of time, the person could take it on themselves to, oh, I'm going to apply for this. I need to go.
And we had that lady who came several times,
Mhm,
but
yeah.
couldn't do it because. So if is she the one you're considering as the
The-
other member?
She's a user of the building, her mother, I think.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so she's come several times already.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, and that would be probably a question at the council interview. Have you attended meetings of the commission that you're seeking to be appointed to?
Yeah.
So that might even be on the application itself.
Absolutely.
So trying to shorten that time, but
Yeah, it's an opportunity for this body to make a recommendation also to
Yeah,
the city council.
exactly.
We would put this person forward
Right.
for consideration for appointment.
right.
Yeah.
So actually, where you could see it is where you say responsibilities include, that would be Article 4.
Section 2.
Section,
I don't think we should require it, because I don't want to hold up somebody who really wants to be on it for a whole nother month.
that doesn't mean that it's gonna hold it up.
Well, then, where in the process does that happen? Because they apply.
So what I think I would say responsibilities include advising the council on
Potential appointments.
on potential appointments.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's very wide open. It doesn't have anything, doesn't say anything about that. You know, I'm looking at this. Am I reading something wrong? I see Article 1, Article 2, and then I see Article 4.
Article 3, it looks like it's just a spacing error. It's up at the bottom of Article 2. Just didn't get
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
got
bumped
it.
down.
Okay.
there.
All right. Thank you.
that's it. Mhm.
So it's just. Right.
Potential.
Because the other thing I could see is, let's say there's somebody who's been on the commission for their term and they missed a few meetings or they don't participate,
Mhm.
you know, at the reappointment, if they go through the process to be reappointed, then this body might be asked, do you recommend reappointment? And you might want to say no, because they didn't participate.
Well, wouldn't that be asked by the city council? Why, when they're interviewing them? Like, why were you on the committee and then,
Yes, but it also gives you the opportunity. I mean, I would see the question being, well, you've been on the commission for 3 years. What have you accomplished? And they might say all these things. Well, the council doesn't sit or watch the meetings. And so I could see the question then coming back to the commission members saying, do you recommend reappointment?
I don't see it as an issue. I mean, yeah, a lot of things could possibly happen.
Mhm.
But I don't see it as an issue. Somebody wanting to be on here so bad.
Well,
You're thinking of the present, I'm thinking of the future.
Yeah. There's that one person that, sits on this commission that we haven't encountered yet, that maybe
Yeah.
maybe isn't a great
And
fit.
it could be somebody who
But
becomes
it-
disruptive.
It does give you as a body still some level of control
Okay.
over your composition, right? You haven't encountered it yet, but I guarantee there will be a point when you encounter it when you're like, ooh, gosh.
And
No.
we would say no and the city would say yes.
I
No.
didn't say that. The
No.
city's gotta consider what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, again, you're acting in your advisory capacity to the city council. So,
There's a lot of what ifs to consider. and
there are a lot of
Yeah.
ifs, and you can imagine quite a few.
I have-
Just all I recommend.
Patience with this. That's what
All
I'm saying.
I recommend is you guys do retain as much influence and control in an advisory capacity that you can. Don't give it all away. Keep some of that, your ability to be that advisory body.
Because I'll tell you, sitting on the council, if I got a recommendation from you all that, no, we don't think the person should be reappointed, I would take it very seriously.
But do we need it in our thing or we
Well,
could just talk to you about it?
We can just keep, I would keep that advising city council on potential membership appointments.
Oh, it's already in there.
Yeah, well, I just jotted it down. But just as, yeah, I mean, it is a responsibility and we're just calling it out. It really is what it is. So I think it's good. I think it's good to have in there, for sure.
Your point's well taken.
You'll get to a place at some
We could
point.
sit here for 3 weeks and keep adding what ifs and I
Okay,
want to use my time
That's-
more productive.
that is the last one if, Julia. I
Okay.
promise. Okay. That'll be your last what if. Your very last, just in case.
Good deal.
Okay, yeah. So, any further comments? Anything at all?
No, so that will be submitted with your revisions and the revisions
Yes.
that Darren's gonna make, okay. Before our next meeting, it will get submitted.
As soon as I have it in my hot little hands, then I will.
And just send it off to him.
And then my work here is done. Well, at least.
So one thing I don't think I've shared with you all is one of the things they do at the senior lunches here is every Wednesday they have bingo. And I think SCPRD has been funding bingo prizes for a long time.
Mhm.
And there's some, I guess, more call to the community to see about doing that. And it's a way to bring people to the lunches, which is really good. And anyway, so now I have the second Wednesday of every month, I come and do what I call lunch with a counselor. And so I actually come in and interact with people here several times a month. But this one is lunch with a counselor and then bingo. And I actually sponsor the bingo. So I bring all the prizes. And I'm the bingo caller. So that happens here once a month.
Nice.
And I've learned how to do digital bingo.
Nice.
It's
Look
really,
at that.
it's really nice. So anyway.
Evolving your technical prowess.
Yeah. So I think that's something that yeah. And it's Susanna Lease does one of the other bingos. So now there's 2 other bingos. If we could find some sponsors, yeah. And I have to do a big shout out to Grocery Outlet. Tom at
Oh.
Grocery Outlet
Yeah.
gives me $5 coupons that when we play Blackout, that's the prize for Blackout.
Tom's so
He is
generous to
so
his community.
fabulous.
He's just amazing.
Mhm.
Tireless.
Yes,
Super guy.
yeah. And that's a highly treasured bingo prize.
2,400 pounds of food from Sure Outlet last
Wow.
month to the food bank.
Wow.
Good stuff. Yeah, very, very generous.
Yeah.
Right. Great, so, barring any other comments? We'll adjourn the meeting at 11:06 a.m.
I think we're good.
Okay,
1 hour and 3 minutes. Perfect.
Fantastic.
I
Efficient
think
use of
we
time.
officially started at 11:04,